Spoiler alert. The following will contain some spoilers for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Please be advised. Before we get in, I want to take a moment to highlight something that's very important to me. Chadwick Boseman, the character of T'Challa, and the Black Panther franchise has really meant a lot to me. Because of that, I'm inviting you all to join the Wakanda Forever Challenge. Just visit the link and donate whatever you can to help these kids out. Proceeds are going to go to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. And for those of you that don't know, this is the same hospital that Chadwick Boseman visited when he went to go see children that were fighting cancer. Now keep in mind, this is also while he was fighting cancer and while he was shooting Black Panther at the same time. So if you can donate anything, that would be great. And if you can't, another alternative is just to share the hashtag and the link, and let's make that go viral. What's up, everybody? It's me, Eman from Eman's Movie Reviews. Black Panther Wakanda Forever is now out, and many of you have probably already seen it. As you could see from the title of this video, this is now going to be part 2 of my interview with top Marvel Studios executive Nate Moore. In case you missed my previous interview, feel free to go check it out, as I asked him directly how he felt about the recast T'Challa petition and campaign that I launched, and more. If you're new here and you have no idea what I'm talking about, take a moment to go read the petition at change.org rather than just judging the hashtag on its own. Anyway, what you're about to hear in this interview is something that I have not heard reported anywhere else, at least not yet. One thing I wanted to know was whether or not the campaign or the social media conversation to recast T'Challa had any effect on the actual script. More notably, I wanted to know, did it affect that post-credit scene that we got at the end of the film? Now, we have heard from Ryan Coogler, the director, that the original script for Black Panther 2 was gonna focus on Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa and dig deeper into his character. But what Nate Moore is about to reveal about the original script to me, well, let's just say that it definitely had me feeling some kind of way. Take a listen. So, with the whole campaign movement in mind, and given the post-credit scene, can you talk about, like, did the fan desire influence any of that, or talk about what does legacy mean given the ending of the film?
Look, the ending of the movie, ironically, at least the idea of that character that we introduced at the end was actually in the drafts before he passed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I think it's, interestingly enough, the original version of this movie was T'Challa meeting this person for the first time and having to reconcile being a father. So it wasn't a reaction to anything. It was actually an idea that was about renewal already. It was about the notion that, in canon, obviously he was gone for 5 years, and he missed something. He missed this thing. There was this person out there he didn't know existed, and so we retain that because it is, in either version, it's about loss, but also the triumph that can come out of loss. And it didn't seem like we should take it out. Right. You know what I mean? Like, right. And it certainly, I think, is an interesting place to find Nakia. For sure. Yeah. Ironically, not a reaction to anything online. It was sort of it was an idea that Ryan had a year before. Okay. Yeah. No, that's fair. Yeah. All right. Look, we have Wakanda. Yep. We have black women. We have new character. Yep. And we got mutants. So I gotta ask you. Now here's the thing. In the comics, black love is something so significant that I think resonated with the culture. And of course that came with Storm and T'Challa. Is the theme of black love being portrayed on screen something that you guys think about? And when is Storm coming? Those are two different questions. I know. Certainly the theme of black love is important, and it was important in the first movie, if you think about it, with T'Challa and Nakia. For sure. And again, when we talk about the end of the movie, has a manifestation beyond their relationship. I think when is Storm coming is a whole different conversation. But no, look, we love the X-Men. I love the X-Men personally.
it is now a matter of time. It's not a if, it's a when, but it's not going to be tomorrow. And, Namor is Marvel's first mutant, very, very publicly, and we wanted to honor that, and certainly Tenoch was very excited to say those words, and I'm excited to hear them. So it is important of things to come, but people may have to be more patient than they want to be.
Wow. So not only was the original script going to focus more on T'Challa, but it was actually going to have him meeting his son and dealing with the loss of time, because keep in mind, he was snapped away for 5 years. That I still don't know how to process that, because I have to say, as a T'Challa fan, as a Chadwick Boseman fan, one of the things that I was looking so forward to was getting more of T'Challa. I mean, we know the Marvel formula, right? If you have a lead character, you're going to get like a trilogy or whatever, so that we can build up on that character, learn more about them, and they can grow on us. The same way Tony Stark did, same way Captain America did, and so on. So not only were we going to get more T'Challa, but like just getting more into his head, his psyche, just how this man operates. Because I'm telling you, as a comic reader, that was one of the main things that drew me to the character. There are so many things about the way he went about his business that I found to be so compelling. I mean, at this point now, unfortunately, we're never going to see certain things about T'Challa, right? Like, we're never going to see, how does Wakanda actually feel about the fact that he opened up the country? In the comics, that was always a huge tension between T'Challa trying to be progressive and the rest of the country kind of being like, hold on, bruh, we didn't tell you to go do all of this. And that conflict was always something interesting. Or just the fact that he was always about Wakanda first. Like, oh my God, the fact that we're not getting that is something. But to find out that we're not going to get a T'Challa interacting with his son, like meeting his son for the first time, that kind of broke my heart. As a father, I can't tell you how much I love being able to see, and how much I desire being able to see another positive portrayal of a black father, because way too often we get the stereotypes of absentee black fathers or just not so good black baby daddies. And I'm just sitting here like, my goodness, like we could have had something great. We could have had something where like this depiction could have been on screen, and it just would have been something I know would have melted my heart, just to see another black father in a positive light. But unfortunately, real life happened. They chose not to recast. So here we are. Now, the other thing to consider here is like, well, according to Nate Moore, they were always planning on having Prince T'Challa show up. So I guess that kind of sort of would have dampened certain people's plans or hopes, or dashed their hopes of ever seeing a T'Challa and Storm and maybe Azuri, the son. Because, well, if they were going to push this T'Challa Nakia son angle, then clearly there was going to be no room for a T'Challa and Storm relationship. So I don't even know if that's a good thing, if it's a bad thing. I mean, you guys let me know. Do you think that it would have been a good idea to continue with T'Challa and Nakia and their relationship? Or is it possible, because this is another alternative, right? Is it possible that now that we have a Prince T'Challa and he is growing up, as a young boy future king, this is kind of similar to the comics, because in the comics, T'Challa did lose his father at a young age, and he did have to grow up as a young boy king. And, well, it does also open up the opportunity of this young Prince T'Challa. Maybe he meets a young Aurora Monroe. Maybe he meets a young Storm, depending on how Marvel wants to do, the whole thing with the X-Men. So that's a possibility that's now open. But if Marvel says that this was always in the plans, I guess we have to take their word for it. One other little bit of information, I believe Ryan Coogler also mentioned that Chadwick Boseman never actually got the chance to see the actual script. And I definitely encourage you to go listen to, there's a Marvel podcast. I believe it's on Spotify. It's hosted by Ta-Nehisi Coates. And he sat down with Ryan Coogler, and one thing that Ryan had said was that Chadwick never had the chance to actually read the script before he passed away. When Coogler did, contact him and let him know, like, hey, the script is done. Do you want to check it out? Chad was basically like, nah, not right now. And, in hindsight, he was obviously too tired. So it's hard to say whether or not, this is something Chadwick was looking forward to or not. We'll never really know. But given what you do know now about the script, is this a script that you would have liked to see play out? And how do you feel about the fact that Marvel kind of sort of had this all planned out anyway? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And as of course, I threw in that little fun question about Storm. I knew he wasn't going to answer that anyway, but the time was kind of ticking and I knew I didn't have a lot of time in the interview. So I just had to throw him something for fun. But I do like the fact that he was sounding more optimistic and encouraging that like, yo, Storm is coming. It's just not going to happen exactly as soon as people think, which I get. It's probably, my guess is that maybe it's happening after Secret Wars or something. I've been saying for a while now that the X-Men have so much story and stuff that they can do. They honestly can have a phase all by themselves. So I don't know how they're going to bring him in. I don't know when they're going to bring him in, but I am glad that at least it's on their mind that people want Storm and they want that black love on screen. So I am happy to hear that that is the case. But anyway, that's my interview with Nate Moore. I have to say, I know that there were a ton of other questions I wish I had the time to ask, but unfortunately, that's just not the way it works. To be honest with you, if you can get more than like 3 to 5 minutes in an interview in this industry, that's actually a huge thing. But I do have to say that I appreciate the fact that they even gave me the opportunity to speak with them, even though I was clearly in opposition to their decision not to recast, and that they said that the whole campaign, the whole petition, all of that was not wrong. So listen, I appreciate that. We can always agree to disagree. I'm still going to keep my feelings about seeing the portrayal of T'Challa on screen. But at the end of the day, I can always respect somebody, even if we're on different sides of the aisle, sitting down and having a conversation at the end of the day. So many thanks to Marvel for that. Definitely appreciate that. As well. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned. I do have a full, complete spoiler breakdown of Wakanda Forever. It's a huge video. Like, it's taken me a long time to make it. I've gone through every possible scene that I could. It is definitely going to be one of my longest videos, but it's also going to be one of my most in-depth videos. And I still have even more things that I need to make for you guys, where I break down some other stuff. In the meantime, though, while you're waiting, go check out one of my theory videos where I think you all might have missed the Wakandan hero that got teased in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And yes, of course, go check out some of my other videos. But thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my video. Really appreciate it. If you're new here and you like what you see, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss out the next time I drop a video. I've got more videos and reviews to do for you all, and until next time, I'll see you all later.